in-depth look at the world of ECU athletics. Welcome in to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Now, here's your host, Stephen Igo.
All right, welcome in to Hoist the Colors on this Thursday, January 11th edition of the show. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Live stream just dropped. Philip Pilkington producing today's program. And if you got a question, a comment, let us know. We're going to talk some Pirate basketball a little later. Me and Philip wrapping up ECU's big win on the road at Temple. Rare road win for the Pirates. So excited about that. We'll get into that in a little bit. But we are starting today's show with Shavon Revel, ECU All-Conference cornerback. He is in studio courtesy of Team Boneyard. How's it going, man?
I'm good. Living right, man.
How's the offseason been treating you?
Good. I've just been working on me, working on myself. I'm kind of dealing with an injury right now currently, but just staying focused, just lifting, working out, just getting better for real.
And for people that don't even realize, you had a great season last year, which we'll get into, but you played basically injured the whole year. And so that was something you had to manage. Like I think towards the end of the year, there was a game where you were like going down 2 or 3 times the same game, trying to stay healthy. So, like, how much did you have to deal with that? You don't have to go into specifics, but just kind of manage that pain a little bit.
Rehab for real. Went through a whole week of rehab. They managed my practice reps, how many reps I was gonna take. They lowered the limits and took me down for some reps. So all I had to
So it went, basically it's just a management thing. I guess
management thing. Like I go in the training room, do some maintenance work for real. But other than that, game day, just if I felt like I could do it, I'll do it. If I even hurt or not, I did that every single game. But I feel like I can go out there and still do what I could do, even though I wasn't 100%. I still feel like I can do this. The team need me. Well, we need everybody, but But yeah.
Well, you had a great year, and we'll get into some of that. All right, so housekeeping business to start with. All right, so everybody, dating back to when you committed, has been pronouncing it as Shavon Revel. And that's, obviously that's how it's spelled, but that's not the correct pronunciation. So it is Shavon Revel.
Shavon Revel. I was going to try to keep it a secret until, I make it to the league. It's going to be like a little fun fact.
Right.
And I was going to be like, hey, I actually pronounced my name Shavon Revel. I want to surprise people, but the first person I ever told was Marcus, the equipment manager.
Yeah.
And then he just went out and started telling everybody. I was like, messed up.
We got word in the media late this year. I can't remember. Maybe it was going into the FAU game.
Yeah.
And then we told Mike Houston. He was like, "You're kidding me, right? That's not his actual name." Yeah. So he didn't even know.
We had a team meeting that day. I think the day after, they had told y'all. He had stopped me. He was like, "I've known you for 2 years. I don't know your name, Shavon Revel." I was like, "Coach, I was gonna tell you."
So you can at least, I guess you got to forgive people if they're a little late to the game, because we're just getting the word that's how you pronounce it. So really excited to have Shavon Revel in studio today. Again, he's part of our Team Boneyard initiative, Hoist the Colors. Our members raised a good amount of money to get yourself, Elijah Morris, Deontay Johnson. We'll have those guys on. We're also working on getting some other players. We'll have some baseball players in starting next week as well through Team Boneyard. So really excited about it. Robert Dedrick on YouTube says, thanks for being a Pirate. What does Team Boneyard mean to you guys as players, supporting you guys from an NIL perspective at ECU?
Still getting used to right now, but I feel like they support the team. They really some Pirate fans for real. They support the organization and what they do and what they work with, and they really dedicated what they work, and they make sure the team, not only the team but the players, have some time to express how they go through the season, let them know their input and outputs on everything. So,
Shavon Revel in studio with us today on Hoist the Colors. All right, so let's go through your journey a little bit, man. Winston-Salem guy.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading here you played at Reynolds for 3 years and then went to Reagan High School.
Yeah.
And take us through your high school career and then winding up at Lewisburg Junior College.
Actually, a lot of people don't know this. I played quarterback my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
But I wasn't feeling it. I did that my freshman year and sophomore year, but I really wanted to play defense. I told my dad, I'm like, okay, this is done. I'm not playing quarterback no more. I'm going to cornerback. But other than that, I had got a lot of injuries, which set me back from a lot of things. So I wasn't as big. I was probably like fast and had technique. But other than that, after my junior year high school, I made a decision that I wanted to go to the East Forsyth or Reagan. And East Forsyth is the state champs. So I told my dad I want to go to Reagan. I want to beat East Forsyth. And we did that year. That year I got there, I scored the game-winning touchdown. But besides that, the injuries, yes, caused me, of course, to like academics and stuff wasn't as good. But I applied to Lewisburg College, where I feel like, okay, that's the best way I can turn things around. That's what 2020.
Yes, this 2020 is when your first year there.
Yeah, 2020. I forgot the exact year I came to the camp.
Oh, for ECU.
Yeah,
I think it was summer of 2021. Yeah, because you got to ECU in 22.
Yeah,
and so it was summer of 21 where I first heard the name. At that time, it was Shavon Revel. That's what I was told. But it was Shavon Revel who came to the camp, and you crushed it. I just remember hearing about like the 40 time, the broad jump. So take us through that. And at that time, like, you were under the radar, and then you got the offer, and you pretty much committed pretty quickly after. So that had to be a big day for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a big day, especially just now getting off of work. I only had like 30 minutes of sleep. My dad just came in the room. Hey, you want to still go? I'm like, yeah, I want to go. I wasn't looking for no offers, and I was just like, okay, this is my opportunity to show what I got, my ability, how fast I can go, how I can jump, my technique-wise and everything. Of course, everything has to be fixed because everything ain't perfect, but yeah. I went through the count. I ran my 40. All I seen was a coach walking towards me. I'm like, ain't no way. My most nervous part was when I had to meet Coach Houston. I'm like, I got to talk to the head, man. All right, hold on. But yeah, that was like probably one of my best memories for real.
And did you, like, going into the camp, did you know that you could post some of those numbers? Because let's see if 4.4 40-yard dash, 11-foot standing broad jump, which are pretty elite numbers, obviously. Mm-hmm. Like, did you know you could do that, or like when you heard that, were you like, wow?
I've always believed in myself. I've always been a hardworking guy. I'm dedicated in what I do. I put 100%, 110% to whatever I do. So when I went there, no joking, I was like, okay, I got this. I can get this. And the broad jump, actually, I think it was Coach Dowse and Coach Harrell. And Coach Dowse had one of his players or somebody that played in his position room. He jumped like a 10-9, 10-11 or something like that. And Coach Harrell was just pushing me. I was like, you got this. You can pass him. All I did was just, I was like, 11 foot. I was like, okay, that's good.
Pretty dang good, there's no doubt. And you obviously committed to ECU at that time. And did you have other schools that came in, or were you just like, once you got the ECU offer, you were like, you kind of knew this is where you wanted to be?
Yeah, I kind of knew this is the place I wanted to be just about the first day and my official visit.
Okay.
I met Jaquan. Jaquan McMillan was my host, so he made it like a home for me just that one day. Yeah.
So you come in 2022, and I remember hearing good things about you. I believe you had an injury in like preseason camp. Didn't you mess up your hand or something?
Yeah, I broke my hand.
Okay, and so that kind of like probably delayed your impact last year. You still end up playing in 9 games. Huge impact on special teams, and then you play in the bowl game. So kind of take us through your first year, adapting to the Division I level, kind of growing that way.
I mean, I knew I had it. I knew it was new to me, so I knew how to get the understanding the concepts, and I know how to study this player and kind of get good at the defense and everything. So I wasn't too mad. I just played my part. They put me on special teams. Like, okay, I got to play special teams. I got to do it for the team, whatever make the team win, or you know what I mean. If they put me there, I'll do it.
Getting your first defensive action against Coastal in the bowl game, what do you remember about that and that win?
I was excited, though. I'm not gonna lie, I was excited. The most memorable part is when they called that PI on me. I really didn't think it was a PI.
It wasn't a PI.
I was just so excited to be out there for real. I was ready, 110%. I was like, okay, I got this. I believe in myself. I got people out there that believe in me and are supporting me. So I just went out there and did me. Confidence. Go ahead.
And we hear so much about guys, kind of like yourself, who, have the potential. Like going into last year, we all knew you had potential, like the athleticism and all that, but then maybe they don't translate that to like the game field. And you obviously did that. You had an all-conference season this past year. So is there something that clicked for you, like getting that playing time, or was it more just, hey, in the offseason, I know this is my year, I have to attack it every single day to make the most of, the opportunity that was coming to you going into last season?
I mean, either way, I attack every day the same. I'm a hard worker, like I said before. Even if a starter or not a starter, if I'm starting, I still work like I'm a third string player because I know they can jump ahead of me. Not everyone's perfect. I got some things I have to fix. They got some things they have to fix. They got some things that they better than me, and I got some things that I'm better than them. But I always worked hard no matter what. I never let the noise get to me. So
first interception against Tulsa to close the year. I know there were a few that hit your hand. You probably felt like you should have had it earlier, but how was it getting that first pick, first college pick?
Oh, it felt good. It felt great. I was so relieved. I'm like, bro, I have to catch a pick this last game. I can't drop no more. But yeah, it felt great.
How would you kind of assess your season as a whole? I think Pro Football Focus, I had you as the highest graded ECU player and one of the top, corners in the conference. You did get all conference honors from the league. Second team, I can make the argument you should have been first team, but still awesome honor for sure. So how would you kind of assess your season? What did you like? What do you want to improve on?
I like the way I really exerted myself. I was really pursuing to the ball every play. Some things I need to fix, technique-wise, is probably line of scrimmage. That's a number one rule right there. Coach Jules really help us out with that. Technique-wise, we do it every day. Back shoulder, one thing I give credit about to Coach Jules, he really helped with that back shoulder. Make sure I'm looking back, make sure I turn my head. But I still try to perfect everything. Even though I did good at it, I still could do better. So
they always say the back shoulder throw is the toughest for a corner to defend. So is that one you can have good coverage and basically the perfect throw can sometimes beat you. So is that the toughest challenge of that?
I mean, not really since Coach Jules came in. I really kind of mastered it because I'm a big, long body.
Right.
So I can just put my body into him for real. But I just need to work on probably turning my head around, looking for the ball. So.
Shavon Revel is with us in studio. So tough year from a result standpoint. 2-10, and I always said watching you guys as defense. I remember talking to you after Navy, and we had talked to you after a lot of games. You were mad that y'all lost, but you were pissed off after Navy just because of the way that game went. So how frustrating was it to play well defensively a lot of the year but not get the wins? But y'all still kept it together too, which I thought said a lot.
I mean, of course, nobody likes to lose. It was really frustrating, but at the end of the day, I looked at it as a lesson. We can probably change this the next game. Something we have to change. Of course, defense did great, but I'm not gonna finger point because we had offense had some plays that could have been made and some plays that just fell back and they didn't help us. But I feel like we played good overall for real. We just had some players on the offense that ain't had that much experience, and I don't blame them. So their first time on the field, they really getting the feel of it. So.
How much does it excite you as a returning player to kind of see, the offensive overhaul? I know you still got friends on that side of the ball that are coming back. I don't want to forget them because, you got some really good players coming back in the running back room, Shane Calhoun, tight end room, et cetera.
Yeah.
But some of these new guys and maybe some, talent and maybe some more points scored this year, what does that kind of mean to you?
It means a lot to me as long as we could put some points on the board. For real. I ain't met none of the new guys yet.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but I'm glad they're part of the team. I want to see if the chemistry, if they can build that chemistry and get that with the quarterback, get out there and practice with the guys and build a brotherhood. That's what it's meant to me since I've been here, for real.
We had a question, which I'll go ahead and ask you, from one of our ECU fans that we'll get into more next segment. But he basically wanted to know, how is it as a player kind of welcoming in, I have to kind of paraphrase it because I don't have the question from me, welcoming in these transfers and making sure they fit the culture and getting them in, to buy into this culture, to what Coach Houston and the staff wants?
Really just treat them like everybody else. Don't put yourself higher than that person. Just make sure he I'm not gonna say on the same level, but make sure he can get to that same level. Make sure he knows the wrongs and the rights and how this program works. And try to help him out.
So as long as the guy comes in, basically puts his head down and works, y'all are going to
work. Yeah, we're going to work on. Yeah,
no doubt. Shavon Revel is with us. All right, let's get our first break in. We'll come back. We'll get into some of these questions from ECU fans in our next segment with Mr. Revel, and we'll discuss that on the other side. This is Hoist the Colors on a Thursday.
It's Greenville Toyota's winter wrap-up event. Wrap up a great deal on over 100 pre-owned vehicles, starting under $15,000. We have all makes and models, including luxury. Plus, wrap up a huge warranty and no-charge maintenance. Hurry into Greenville Toyota.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Hey, grab me one too.
When a place is as special as this, you don't want to change a thing. You simply want to enjoy it, just as it is. That was our inspiration behind Bow Coast West, our newest community in Beaufort, North Carolina. Embrace all that we love about this very special place, and make it easy for families to enjoy all that this coastal lifestyle has to offer. Be inspired. Bow Coast West.
It's Greenville Toyota's winter wrap-up event. We're wrapping up the year with our biggest savings. Shop new Camrys and RAV4s, $289 a month. Need credit? Get pre-qualified today. Wrap up a great deal with payments from $289 at Greenville Toyota.
This is ECU head football coach Mike Houston, and you're listening to Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back into the studio. Hoist the Colors, 94.3 The Game on this Thursday edition of the show. We've got Shavon Revel, ECU All-Conference cornerback, joining us courtesy of Team Boneyard again. We'll have him on again this show 2 more times, at least in the coming months. We're going to try to get you guys on before the season, because once the season starts, it's just chaos. Yeah. You are busy. You are busy this time of year, but appreciate your time today, man. And, again, Team Boneyard, shout out to them and all the ECU fans that contributed to this. All right, so let's get to some questions from the fans. We're going to start with Keith Revel, your dad. He says, how confident are you going into the spring, and what are your main challenges on your quest to top last season's all-conference play?
Ooh, it's a tough question right there. But he know I'm confident. I'm sure everybody else can pretty much see that I'm really confident in going into the spring. But obviously, like I said, the injury, I don't know if I'm going to have to have procedure done to it or not, but so we're gonna see. Ain't too much I can say about that, but
right.
Yeah, last year I did have a pretty good season, so probably. Ooh, okay, Dad, I see what you did. I see what you did right there.
So he's really trying to motivate.
Yeah, really. All I can say is like really watch film on myself, get to like study yourself, get better at studying yourself, see what you could do better, and see what you did good, but if you could do better, like everything ain't perfect.
Right.
But next year I'm just gonna have to go harder than I did last year. I'm not gonna assume this is hard. I'm just gonna go after it.
T-Bone 32 and Hoist the Colors. He says, ask Shavon, or excuse me, I knew I was going to do it. Shavon, what are your favorite things about ECU?
My favorite thing, that's a lot.
You don't have to name it all. You can just name a couple
ECU
things.
or Greenville.
Yeah.
Everything is in a walking space.
It's all together,
you can walk
right?
here, everything is together. Everybody talks, like everybody. It's good. It's a bunch of good people. Like I said, when I came into the football locker room, I felt like a brotherhood. I feel like I'm here. This is like my atmosphere. Like I really feel here.
Because you probably put your head down and work, so you probably fit right in at ECU.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
chip on your shoulder. You know, no BS type deal. So I can definitely see how you fit in right away. Tarboro Bill wants to know, he's curious how comments on social media, internet, you know, et cetera, truly impact you guys and you guys as players. Like, do y'all read all the stuff on? There's a lot of mess out there, good and bad. Do y'all read it, or do you try to ignore it?
I'll say I might read it a little bit. I might click on the post and read the comment, but I don't pay no attention to the comments at all, to be honest with you.
So, like, for you just kind of shrug it off.
Yeah, I kind of shrug it off. Whether they say something good or bad about me, I still got to keep working.
Do you feel like some guys, it maybe affects them more than others, just depends on kind of their mindset, I guess, if they let that stuff get to them?
Depend on who it is, for real.
Right.
You don't see a lot of comments about players that don't play.
Right.
You see about the main characters. You might see something like Rajay or
quarterback usually.
Yeah, quarterback usually
taking it.
Yeah, quarterback.
And it's one of those things too. I mean, unfortunately, when you play corner, like if somebody hits a deep ball and you like everybody knows who or at least who it seems to be against it. Sometimes people don't understand there should be safety help or whatnot.
Yeah,
but you know, you can also get picked on a little bit too if you give up a deep ball. So you just kind of ignore it, right?
I just shrug it off.
Yeah. Mville Pirate, he says, which coach was the most instrumental in your decision to become a Pirate? He's also got a few other
instrumental.
So, like, who played the biggest role in getting you here as a coach?
Coach Houston. I had to really like feel him out, make sure like he really wanted me, and that's what he did. He played his part. He made sure like I was like family in the team during the team. Like Coach Ellis, he did the same. But you know, I met Coach Weed before everybody. Coach Weed and Coach Revel before everybody. But yeah, Coach definitely the head coach.
Which coach has been most influential in your decision to remain a Pirate after the season? So has it been the whole staff really staying on you? Because I mean, they got to recruit you just like you're in junior college.
Of course, of course, the whole staff. But Coach Jules really made sure like I was really up to par. Like I was a Pirate till like if I go somewhere. He's probably going. I probably ain't gonna start hearing from him, but he called me every day. He check up on me. He make sure that.
So Jules is on it. Coach
Jules. He's on it. He's on it before anybody else is. All I can say.
ECU Salty Dog. He says we're hoping you'll face some stiff competition in spring. He says iron sharpens iron kind of thing. How do you feel about the upcoming competition on the field? Is what he asks. And secondly, as a leader in the DB room this upcoming season, how do you plan to show the new guys the ropes? So we'll kind of start with your leadership role. Like, how do you want to take a bigger leadership role, kind of welcoming some of the newer guys or younger guys?
I know I definitely got to step up in that role. Really show them the route, how everything works. Just like the mind you got to have coming into it, because cornerback is a hard position. So you just got that mindset. You get the ball caught on you next play. Come on, we got to move forward. You can't go back. You can't push back. Like I forgot Drew. That's what he told me to call him, West Virginia.
Oh, Wilson Lamp, the transfer?
Yeah, I talked to him. Just told him, but we got to stay focused. It's up to all of us to, like, keep this room together. We got to work, so let's do it.
He wants to know, this poster, would you call yourself more of a vocal leader or a show-it leader? And how do you feel about that? Are you still working on both sides?
I'm definitely a show-it, but I'm working on my vocal. Like,
okay.
Trying to talk to the group more and more. Like, I started that last year. I really do it the year before because I really wasn't playing. So,
right.
Yeah.
He also wants to know, what are your thoughts on peanut butter pie? Apparently, this is part of y'all's winners dinner, peanut butter pie. Coach Houston always talks about peanut butter pie. So, do you partake in that?
I never touched the peanut butter pie. I never touched that peanut butter pie.
Do you have a favorite dessert from Winter's Dinner or just in general?
Winter's Dinner?
Yeah. Do y'all have other options than peanut butter pie? I mean, hopefully y'all have something else.
I mean, ice cream. That's
ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream. That's all I can say.
I'm not a big peanut butter pie guy either, but I guess Coach Houston's a big fan. ECU Buck 88. Which ECU wide receiver was the toughest to defend in practice last year?
They just want to know one specific player.
Yeah, I mean you can rattle off multiple. But it was the toughest.
Chase definitely.
Chase Sowell.
Just you would look at him because he's tall. He wouldn't be as quick off the line of scrimmage.
He's quick.
Yes, he's quick. He got that twitch in him. And Kerry, he was giving me a little problem last year too. He was getting me to work a little bit. So
I feel like sorry to cut you up, but Kerry King, his injury last year, I feel like he was going to be a big piece of the offense.
Yeah,
I think people forgot about that.
He was definitely going to be a big piece of the offense. I felt really good about him. Like, okay, we got him and Chase Sowell on the same. Well, it was on the same side, I guess.
Yeah, but they both could end up playing.
Yeah,
you know.
But I feel like
do you have a toughest opposing wide receiver to defend thus far?
Ooh, what's his name?
We were looking at him before the show, right? The guy from Marshall?
Yeah, number two receiver.
I can't even remember his name now, but we looked him up. He caught a, 29-yard pass on you?
Yeah, he was a dancer. Right? He was quick, too. Like, that's probably my toughest opponent that year. Last year, that was my toughest opponent right there.
So you don't like the guys who are just, real shifty, quick?
Like, real short. Short receivers, because, I'm a tall guy. I like to put my hands on everybody.
Right.
It's not as easy to put your hands on a shorter guy than a bigger, more tougher guy.
Y'all did a great job as a defense on the FAU receiver. LeJonte, I can't remember his name.
LeJonte Wester.
Yeah, Wester. Yeah, it was almost like a team effort. I know you shadowed him some, but y'all were every time he caught the ball, y'all were just smacking him. So that was like
the game plan. That was the game plan.
Y'all did a great job. CJ Hendricks wants to know, being from Winston-Salem, do you have any relationship with Jaquan McMillan growing up or in high school? And does it help elevate your game as a corner, seeing J-Mac perform so well in the NFL this season?
Oh, yeah. I grew up with him. Well, not really grew up with him, but he played on in the same city as me, so we knew about him. It was always an argument who's the best corner in the city between me and him.
Right.
Obviously, I got to high school. I didn't really play corner like that, but I definitely looked up to him. I was I'm not no hating dude. I liked everything he did on the field, and I watched him. Even when we played him, I watched him. I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's he going somewhere. So I looked up to him a little bit too.
What does it mean to see him doing what he's doing with the Broncos? I'm a Broncos fan, so I love it.
So I'm excited for him, especially when he knows people that talk down on him,
right?
Because he's short and everything. I feel like anybody could do it for real, no matter where you at and how big you is, how fast you run. He's still doing it. He
played a crucial role in their midseason turnaround. Love to Hunt 1968 says, why did you stick with ECU when Tennessee tried to flip him at Lewisburg? So is that a true story? The teams tried to flip? Do you remember that?
Sure. No.
You were just locked in on ECU.
Yeah, I'm just locked in.
Okay. So you didn't really pay attention to it. You're just give me the ECU.
As soon as I talked to Coach Ellis, Coach Houston, I just had to get my grades right. So I was really focused on my grades to get into ECU.
S. Hall Pirate 04 says, what team do you run with in Madden?
I run with the 49ers and the Cardinals.
The Cardinals?
Yes.
I guess you play with Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
I'm
out of the pocket type of quarterback.
Right. Okay. Is Brock Purdy? Is he pretty mobile on Madden?
No.
So would you just get the running game going with Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so a couple more questions here. Straw369 says, he wants to know, did you opt into the EA Sports college football NIL deal? We were talking before the show. I don't really know if this is a thing.
I'm not sure with that.
So I guess if you're in the game, I think you might get some compensation for it. But I guess they haven't even officially announced the game.
I didn't know anything about it for real.
Well, if ECU's in the game and you're not in the game, there's a problem. So
it's definitely a problem.
We'll take it up. We'll take it up with that. So that has not been presented to yet. I think obviously if it does, it'll happen. But yeah, we're still waiting on the announcement of that game. It was supposed to happen during the championship, never did.
Yeah.
Mr. Juan's World says, who was the toughest AAC receiver to cover last season? Do you remember anybody from the conference who was tough? Like I said, UTSA looked good, but you said they weren't that great, at least from your vantage point when you played him?
Like I said, the receiver from Marshall.
Marshall was the guy.
My toughest guy for real.
So he was tougher than anybody in the American.
To me, yes.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite NFL corner?
Oh, I have Jalen Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
Can I go back then?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can go.
I watch I ain't only watch corners though. I watch Deion Sanders. I watch Ed Reed. Safeties.
So basically all DBs.
Yeah, all DBs for real. Cause you don't know where they put me. You know, it be different game plans. They might want you to guard the best receiver, and now you at slot. Now you at nickel.
Right.
So you gotta be right there. Oh, he's at running back. Now I have to stand right there in the linebacker position. So really look at everybody in their positions and what they do.
Okay. And I was again Denver Broncos fan. Champ Bailey was my guy growing up. He was a stud. How closely do players follow the landscape of college football is what Mr. Wandsworld wants to know. He says, for example, did you know the American might have a playoff team next year with the expanded playoff and that Army was joining the conference? Do you pay attention to that stuff, or are you just more focused on what you're trying to do day to day as a player?
Probably more focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, more focused on what I'm doing, what I got to do for the team for real.
Okay. So you kind of ignore all the noise.
Yeah.
What do you think about playing another option team in Army? Y'all have to play Army and Navy this year.
I was so excited to play Navy because I loved the tackle. And
you were everywhere that game, man.
I loved the tackle. Army coming out saying it's gonna be the same thing.
Right.
I'd be excited that game, because you're not used to no corner come downhill.
Right. You're just basically you get to be physical the whole game.
Yeah, physical the whole game.
So you enjoy it. All right, a few more questions and we'll get you out of here, man. NC Pirate 13 says, this is kind of a similar question to what your dad asked, but he says, you took the conference by storm this year. Now that you are going to be looked at as a season leader, what obstacles do you think you'll face, and how do you want to help elevate the guys both on defense and offensive side of the ball?
Ooh.
So he's kind of saying, how do you try to elevate everybody around you going into spring or summer?
Just doing the best I can.
Yeah.
I can't really tell them something different and do something different. Really work hard, push everybody else. Make sure they doing what they doing. Make sure they at meetings, lifts, all that practice on time and everything. Really playing my part, and them watching me do that makes them want to follow behind me. So I guess that's the part where I got to be more vocal.
Right.
And so.
Edward Perry says, how do you see your role in building team chemistry? And that probably goes to some of that as well. Yeah. And so you don't have to answer that. And he says, are there any specific incoming defensive players you're excited about? I know you talked about Andrew Wilson Lamp, the West Virginia transfer, but any any high school recruits or anybody you hosted, or just any new guys coming in you're excited about, or is that more of a process that'll happen later this semester?
We'll have to see. It's more of a process because the dude I hosted, he's not here. He didn't go here.
Right.
He went to Georgia Southern.
Okay.
So I'm still excited for the ones that have got here. Drew, he's a tall guy. I think he's taller than me. He's tall, long guy.
He's like 6'3", I think, or 6'2" at least.
He's definitely 6'3".
Yeah.
He's definitely 6'3", and I'm excited to see what he's gonna do for the team. I feel very good about the cornerback room.
Are there any young guys in the corner room that maybe we haven't seen that you're excited about, like that redshirted last year or anything like that? I've heard good things about Dalen Diston.
Yeah,
and Rico.
Rico and Dalen. Rico, we just got to get him right. He never played cornerback.
Right.
After high school.
He was like a receiver, right?
Mm-hmm. Dalen, I can tell you. Dalen, he a ball hog.
Yeah.
He just got to get him right too at the line of scripts and everything. But I'm really excited about them too. Now that they done caught on to everything, they know some of the plays more than they did when they first got here. So I'm very excited for them too.
Good stuff. All right, well, there's all the questions I believe we have for Shavon Revel, and this has been fun, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks again to Team Boneyard and obviously yourself for coming in, making the time. I know you guys are busy. We'll get you on again down the road, but this is fun, man. Best of luck the rest of the offseason with your decision on what you got to do with your injury and whatnot, but looking forward to seeing you back here soon.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. That is Shavon Revel. All right, we'll get a break in. We'll come back. Philip and I will talk about our ECU's basketball win. Pirates got a road win at Temple for the first time ever. We'll break that down, what it means going into Saturday's contest against SMU. All right, we'll be right back. This is Hoist the Colors on a Thursday.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color. And let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
What's happening?
Tell me what's happening. Every ECU fan's one stop for all things ECU athletics. This is Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back into the show. Thursday, January 11th edition. Appreciate Shavon Revel's time here on Hoist the Colors. He's the first of our Hoist the Colors Team Boneyard initiative to get some of the guys in for 94.3 The Game programming. And so we'll also have interviews with defensive lineman Elijah Morris, Deontay Johnson in the coming weeks. We'll try to get these guys on. We're scheduled to get them on 3 times between now and the start of the season. This is our first one with Shavon, and we'll get Elijah and Deontay on as well. And then we're also working on a few other players. And then in baseball, we've got 5 guys set to appear throughout the season. Starting next week, we're going to have Carter Cunningham and Treya Savage on Monday's show. We also have Justin Wilcoxon, Jacob Starlin, and Cam Claunch set to appear as well. They'll be appearing both on Hoist the Colors and the Patrick Johnson show throughout the season. So really excited about what we're doing through Team Boneyard, getting these guys on the air as well. Again, give your contributions now to teamboneyard.org. Support ECU's NIL initiative. We had the interview with Hank Hinton earlier today. You can get tax-deductible donations through Parents for Public Schools, or if you're a business looking for some marketing, you can do it that way through Team Boneyard directly, and it can still be tax-deductible. Philip Pilkington producing today's show. So, Philip, did you know that Shavon Revel was actually pronounced Shavon?
I knew I had been told that the H wasn't there, so I did know it was
I didn't know there was so much emphasis on the O at the end. I just thought it was Shavon, not Shavon.
Now, yeah. I mean, we got to do I have to erase half my brain now to make sure I don't mess this up. Because I've been calling him Shavon for 3 years now.
Well, at least it makes me feel a little better that it's almost like that's how he wanted it.
Right.
Because he was like, I'm almost surprised about it. League. Kind of like, what the heck's McMillan's name now?
I don't even know. I think it's Jaquan McMillan.
Yeah.
Is the official pronunciation.
Yeah, so I guess he wanted to be like Macmillan.
And we've been calling him Jaquan McMillan.
Yeah.
So maybe my name's not Igo. Maybe it's Ego. And I just haven't told you.
Stephen Ego.
Stephen Ego.
And
I'm waiting to let you guys know. But hey, appreciate Shavon, and we'll get him on again down the line. Really good player, man. Great kid. And, I remember when he committed after that camp and talking to him, and, his dream had come true, and he obviously still had to put the work on, like he said, and handle some stuff in the classroom to get here. But he was extremely motivated, and I still remember that conversation talking to him after his commitment. So it's cool to see his story kind of come full circle, and now he's got a really good shot at making it to the league if he has the senior year that he's capable of having, which, given his work ethic, I think will be okay, undoubtedly. All right, let's talk basketball, Philip. We kind of joked yesterday on the show that East Carolina basketball on the road is one of the most difficult things to watch. Well, last night, I know you had to produce, so you probably listened to it more than watched it, but last night in the second half, it was a thing of beauty. The Pirates beat Temple on the road 73-62. They got one of their more efficient offensive performances of the season. 54% for the game, 58% in the second half, 43% from three for the game, 91% from the line. Rebounded the ball well, didn't give up many cheap points. They did have a few lackadaisical turnovers, but other than that, it was a pretty complete game. And this is a big win for ECU. I don't know how good Temple is, but this was a nice win for the Pirates.
It was. It was one of the nice things. You mentioned that free throw percentage, and a lot of that was the big guys. Ezra Osar was 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. And another thing that stuck out to me is we allowed 10 offensive rebounds, which is a little high, but when you have a team jack that many threes, you have those long rebounds. And they did a good job of getting back into their defensive set quickly and not allowing a lot of second chance points. I don't have the exact numbers in front of you, but it seemed like every second chance point they allowed was a full offensive set. The ball just happened to go in the basket. There wasn't many quick offensive rebound, layup. And that's really big. Coach preaches rebounding, and I know he preaches defense too, but to your point, probably the most complete offensive performance we've seen all year. And when you see things like that, it gives you confidence that, yes, this team can finish in the top half of the conference. Because at the end of the day, I get defense wins championships, but we live in the shot clock era. We can't play Dean Smith four corners. You've got to be able to score the basketball, and this team proved they can do it last night, and it was really exciting. I'm very optimistic. Look, SMU's a good team. I ain't saying we're going to win, but I'm much more optimistic heading into this SMU game after the offensive performance that I saw last night.
R.J. Felton scores 28 of 10. Ezra Asar, 6 of 6 from the line. You mentioned it, Philip. If he is shooting 100% from the line, it's a good night for the Pirates because he's going to get there a lot. 6 of 8 from the floor. He finishes with 18. Brandon Johnson just does what he does. Misses a double-double by a rebound, but 15 points, 9 rebounds. How about Cam Hayes finally hitting some threes? That was huge. He goes 3 of 6 from behind the line. I noticed during the game, Philip, so he still is struggling to shoot off the dribble, but when he's catching off the pass, I think he knocked down all 3 of his threes off the pass set. So maybe they found something there that, hey, let's just try to maybe be a little bit more, picky with our shot selection there. Because if he starts hitting threes, you got 4 or 5 guys that can knock him down.
You can. Obviously with him running some of the point, he's going to, a lot more opportunities are going to come off the dribble. But to your point, if you have good shot selection, look, if you pass the ball and you can reverse the court, the ball will be swung back around, and you can get those catch-and-shoot opportunities. And when a guy like him starts 0 of 16, all it takes is that first one to go in. This guy has proven, he's not the greatest scorer in the world. That's probably not the strength of his game. But he has proven in the past he has the ability to score the basketball. And look, 0 of 16 is a slump, right? We're all going to hit it if you're a shooter, same reason that, batters go through slumps. And so I think now that once he saw that first one go in, it got him out of it. Do I expect him to be the dead-eye greatest three-point shooter ECU's ever seen? No, but I think he can be a consistent threat from out there, and that's all we need. If he can go out there and shoot 30%, 32% from out there, but that's only going to happen, to your point, Stephen, if he has good shot selection. I think he's a mature enough player to do that, but being a mature enough player to do it and actually doing it are two different things. However, I do predict that he will, but just keep a good head on your shoulders. If you're listening out there, Cam, know what your shot is, and don't reach too much, because that is how you get back into one of those slumps, and that's something we don't want to see.
So East Carolina wins at Temple for the first time ever. They were 0-7 at the Leah Corse Center going into yesterday's game. And again, Temple, I think, is down. They've got a first-year coach, but these are the games that ECU needs to win in order to take a step as a program. You got to beat average to subpar teams in your league on the road if you want to move up in the conference standings. ECU does that, which was great to see. Now, I believe our very own Hank Hinton posted this on Hoist the Colors last night after the win. He said Hank went back through the season to see when the last time we have had back-to-back conference wins where one of them was on the road. And the last time this happened for ECU men's basketball was 8 years ago. ECU won at Memphis and then versus Temple in Greenville. So it has been 8 years, Philip, since ECU had a 2-game winning streak in league play with 1 game on the road. So if ECU wins a game on the road in basketball, there's a good chance we're seeing history in many ways.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Not at all. But I did see someone put out something on Twitter. I can't remember who it was. They put it out last night or this morning that in the previous regime, they won 5 road conference games in 5 years. And I think Coach Swartz in 2 years has won 4 road conference games and 1 conference tournament game. So we're already improving, but yeah, it's not a good stat. I mean, heck, 8 years ago, I wasn't even I was in high school 8 years ago, so I did not really associate with ECU the last time this happened. That's saying something. It's not good, but hey, we got some opportunities coming up, so conference sitting real strong.
Speaking of opportunities, when do you think is the last time ECU won 3 consecutive American Athletic Conference games?
I'm gonna go never.
That is correct.
Due to the newness of the conference, going never. Yeah,
never. ECU joined the conference in 2014-15. They have never won 3 in a row, Philip. I mean, I know ECU basketball has had long-standing history of struggles, but that is, like, you think you would luck up and win 3 games in a row. But a lot of it is due to the fact you got to win a game on the road to win 3 games in a row, and now they'll have an opportunity this Saturday. Now, SMU is very good. They are 43 in the net, last check. But I think this is a winnable game. You're at home. You're about to face an ACC-bound SMU Mustangs team. 4 o'clock tip-off on a Saturday. This should be a great crowd Saturday. This feels like big game inside Minji's crowd. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is. I was proud of the crowd this past Sunday with, Week 18 NFL going on, kind of a busy Sunday afternoon, and the crowd was great. And I expect it to be better this Saturday. I mean, look, to your point, they're going to need Minji's to be rocking. This is opportunity to do something we've never done before. It's a big-name team coming in. It ain't like Wednesday. Like, who has even heard of North Texas before they joined the conference? I dated a girl that went to North Texas, and I had never even heard of North Texas. And that's how – but SMU we've heard of. SMU, we need to send them packing to the ACC because they're going to still probably lose some games in North Carolina next year when they go to the Triangle. So let's send them packing. Yeah, big opportunity, and we need a huge crowd. Give me 7,000 on Saturday.
If 7,000 show up for this game, then I'll pay you $50.
All righty.
And but hey, maybe they can get 5,000 plus. I'll be excited if it's a good crowd either way. All right, let's get our final break in. We'll come back. We'll maybe talk some more ECU hoops. The women fall to UAB last night. We'll also discuss the big news. Nick Saban retiring and Bill Belichick out in New England. All that happening in what, less than 24-hour span. So we'll get into that as well to close up the show. This is Hoist the Colors on a Thursday.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
When a place is as special as this, you don't want to change a thing. You simply want to enjoy it, just as it is. That was our inspiration behind Bow Coast West, our newest community in Beaufort, North Carolina. Embrace all that we love about this very special place and make it easy for families to enjoy all that this coastal lifestyle has to offer. Be inspired. Bow Coast West.
Hey, grab me one too.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport. Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home
Everything you need to know in the world of ECU athletics. This is Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game.
Okay, welcome in. Hoist the Colors on this Thursday. We're wrapping things up here. Again, appreciate Shavon Revel, the ECU All-Conference cornerback, joined us as part of our Team Boneyard Hoist the Colors initiative, and you can hear that interview in its entirety, the first 30 minutes of the show. We took your questions and more. We'll continue that. We'll have him on a couple more times this offseason. And Deontay Johnson, Elijah Moore set to join us as well, and we're working on a few other players too. All right, so we just talked ECU's win. In basketball, they notched a road victory over Temple, 73-62. And the women fall in, to the UAB Blazers. UAB shot a blistering, we were just looking at the numbers, 45% from three. They hit 13 threes. So disappointing home loss. UAB, though, quality competition. Pirate Ladies will be back in action at Tulane, coming off their 73-64 loss to UAB. All right, Philip, we got a couple minutes left. We'll touch on this more tomorrow when we have Joe Sampson on, but Nick Saban is retiring from coaching, and it kind of came out of nowhere, although there's been some rumblings for a little bit. I actually had randomly enough, an AAU travel baseball coach text me in November saying that this was coming, that Nick Saban had a massive TV deal on the table, and whether it was coincidence or not, this is what's happening. And he is retiring, but some big shoes to fill in Tuscaloosa. I don't know. I would hate to kind of have that job to be the guy to follow Nick Saban, but pretty massive news.
Oh, I definitely would hate to have that job. I mean, look what happened with Matt Doherty following up Dean Smith at Carolina. It just didn't go. I wasn't totally caught off guard with it solely because when he started going on Pat McAfee's show in the middle of the week, in the middle of the season, it's like, yeah, something's up. I could see this being his last year. So I don't know if I'm totally caught off guard by it, but, it's big news anytime a guy like this retires. So we'll see who the next guy is. It's going to be tough shoes to fill.
Bill Belichick, then it was announced this morning, out at New England. The difference, of course, is he's going to keep coaching. Nick Saban is retiring. And Bill Belichick, there's some rumors of him going to Atlanta. How do you feel about that as a Panthers fan, as a NFC South resident, Philip? How would you feel about Bill Belichick posting up with the Falcons?
You know how Florida State wants to lead the ACC? Us and the Saints will try and leave the NFC South. First we got Brady, and now we get Belichick. Okay, this is crap. We are putting in our resignation to go back to the NFC West if this happens. We already dealt with Brady for 3 years.
Do you feel like he actually makes a difference there, though? Like, doesn't he still need a quarterback, or is he going to go win games with Desmond Ridder?
No, he still needs a quarterback, but that's about all they need. They're a solid team. They got to stay healthy on defense, which they haven't done for the last decade, other than the year they went to the Super Bowl, and get a quarterback. They'll be all right.
It'll be an interesting NFL offseason. We'll talk NFL playoffs tomorrow. Joe Sampson will be in studio. We'll make our picks with Philip and Joe and myself. We'll also preview ECU SMU going into the weekend on the hardwood. Big game Saturday in Minges. So look forward to that. We'll also talk about more of these coaching moves on tomorrow's program as well. Okay. Then thanks to Shavon Revel for joining us on today's show, and I appreciate Philip for his duties behind the scenes as always. We will be back Friday, 12 noon on Hoist the Colors. See you then.
This has been Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo. Tune in weekdays at noon for all things ECU sports. Get a recap of the show at 943thegame.com, on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere you get your podcasts. We're back tomorrow with more of Hoist the Colors on 943 The Game.
We have all makes and models, including luxury. Plus, wrap up a huge warranty and no-charge maintenance. Hurry into Greenville Toyota.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow-cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.